And you think gas prices are high now? Just wait until you're forced to drive an electric vehicle.
Just weeks after being named chair of the House subcommittee overseeing Elon Musk's efforts to slash what he deems wasteful spending, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene bought thousands of dollars of shares in Tesla.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Do you remember last week when Marjorie Taylor Greene was screaming at a recent House DOGE subcommittee meeting about how, quote, the whole DC swamp is freaking out that the unelected officials from DOGE were allowed access to these systems? Now, this is after that same Marjorie Taylor Greene was just found out to have purchased between $4,000 and $60,000 worth of Tesla stock after she was selected to chair the House Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, subcommittee formed by the CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk. But I'm sure that's just a coincidence and not at all swamp-like, right?
The American people are watching. The legislative branch can't sit on the sidelines. In this subcommittee, we will fight the war on waste, shoulder to shoulder with President Trump, Elon Musk, and the DOGE team.
On January 8th, 2025, Greene purchased Tesla shares in 4 different accounts, with each transaction falling between $1,000 and $15,000, according to a report she filed with the House Clerk's office. Before taking office in 2021, Greene held between $15,000 and $50,000 in Tesla stock, while her then-husband bought more shares in the electric vehicle manufacturer through his IRA in January 2021. Greene does not appear to have increased her holdings until late 2024, when she bought another $4,000 to $60,000 worth of shares.
Let's get to what you'll be doing serving on this committee. It's led by Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene to provide oversight to DOGE's efforts. Do you know why?
Another day, another in-our-face scam that just reeks of corruption. Well, according to a document filed with the House Clerk's office on January 27th, Marjorie Taylor Greene purchased between $55,000 and $825,000 worth of stock. Yes, it is a broad range, and I'll explain why. This including in tech companies such as Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, and wait for it, Tesla. Now, let's just do a quick scan of who attended Trump's inauguration, shall we? Okay, so there's Bezos, check. Zuck, check, and Elon, check. Or should I say, check-ching, am I right, Marge?
If I had it my way, we would have impeached him a long time ago. Actually, if I had it my way, we would have been successful in our objection on January 6th, and he wouldn't even be president. I'm getting better though.
Now, as the clerk's office doesn't require officials to provide an exact figure, hence that wide ballpark there. But don't worry guys, unelected officials like us everyday citizens, we need to declare down to the exact penny of what we invest in for tax purposes, but that's neither here nor there. Therefore, uncertainty is the norm when it comes to public officials, but according to Greene herself, she estimates between 1 to 15,000 are invested in Tesla stock, adding up to between 4,000 and 60,000 in Tesla. And as a result, this has caused some backlash across the hillside formerly known as Twitter, which Elon also owns and dictates the narrative.
Now, I find it ironic, of course, that our chairwoman, Congresswoman Greene, is in charge of running this committee. Now, in the last Congress, Chairwoman Greene literally showed a dick pic in our oversight congressional hearing. So I thought I'd bring one as well. Now, this, of course, we know is President Elon Musk. He's also the world's richest man. He was the biggest political donor in the last election. He has billions of dollars in conflicts of interest. And we know that he is leading a power grab, also abided by and encouraged by Donald Trump and, of course, the chairwoman, Congresswoman Greene. But I also want to run through what DOGE actually is going to do. It's a demolition plan that's going to run through our government. DOGE is trying to abolish the Department of Education. That means opportunities denied to kids. It means you're ripping away opportunities for children with disabilities who are dependent on this money. You're also halting medical research, which is also critical, which we have to also stop. The idea that we're going to eliminate or destroy the Department of National Institutes of Health, NIH, is crazy. Let's talk about the Department of Labor. We're talking about protections for working people across this country, where people can actually complain about abuses their companies are making against them and their coworkers. Workers are now going to be in danger. And let's also talk about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Another huge issue for us. Think about the scammers and fraudsters that will be empowered across this country because Elon Musk wants, essentially, these companies have more power over consumers and over people across this country. Look at the Centers for Disease and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. That is actually what's being discussed partly today. Healthcare, we're talking about being denied to millions of poor people, working class people across this country. And now, of course, they're on to their largest target, the U.S. Social Security Administration. We're talking about the destruction of the actual social safety net in this country. We know that 1 in 5 Americans collect Social Security. Seniors, disabled people. This entire plan is about hurting the American social safety net and destroying our institutions.
But of those comments that weren't hidden or deleted, Greene's move was not only criticized as wildly hypocritical from someone who cries about swamp this and swamp that, but it's also been called out as, quote, corruption in plain sight, given it was announced in November that she would chair the House DOGE subcommittee.
5 inspector generals that were looking into Elon Musk's companies were fired by the Trump-Musk administration. These inspector generals who are independent, protected by law, they are the people that find the waste, fraud, and abuse and found many of the cases of waste, fraud, and abuse that have been brought up today, fired because they were looking into Elon Musk. At the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board, which is supposed to protect workers from getting their unions busted by folks like Elon Musk, made functionally broken by the so-called Department of Government Efficiency that really is the Department of Government Efficiency for Elon Musk, not for you. They are trying to shut down the Department of Education, the Department of Labor. You know what Elon Musk doesn't seem to be looking into? His own contracts. Again, I'll ask you, Mr. Talcove, do you know how much money a day Mr. Musk will receive from the federal government for his contracts?
No.
The answer is $8 million a day. Just last year, Elon Musk was promised $3 billion from close to 100 contracts with the federal government. Ms. Royal, do you know how much the average person in this country who survives on Social Security, one of our seniors who's worked their entire life, about how much they have to survive on a day?
I do not.
$65 a day. We're not looking into Elon Musk's $8 million a day. This subcommittee, chaired by Marjorie Taylor Greene and the House Republicans, is looking into your grandmother's $65 a day.
Now listen, in pointing this out, many conservatives are quick to respond with, okay, now do Pelosi, which I'm all for. I've always vocalized what should be a bipartisan effort to rid the almost laughable showboating of money and insider trading in politics that is rife throughout both political parties. That's not a gotcha. But not everyone is standing on the soapbox they desperately build up in the hopes that Donald Trump sees them spewing vitriol as she positions herself as this pioneer in the effort to drain the swamp and get rid of unnecessary spending. She is the swamp.
DOGE subcommittee chairwoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, Congresswoman Greene, joins us now with more. I'm actually very appreciative to Elon Musk, the smartest guy in the world, one of the richest guys in the world. It's volunteering to do this for our country and exposing their reckless spending and abuse of taxpayer dollars. I'm grateful for it.
I completely agree with you, Sean. Elon Musk is giving our entire country an inside look at the actual fraud, waste, abuse that's been going on for decades. And Americans are cheering and cheering and cheering. Everyone did vote for this. This is exactly what we voted for. This is what we campaigned for. And this is what President Trump promised to the American people. And, today in our DOGE committee hearing, we were talking about $2.7 trillion that have been basically stolen from the American people through improper payments. This is money that's gone to dead people, criminals, basically criminal gangs in foreign countries through personal identity theft. And Democrats acted like that. They acted like complete clowns.
I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is that the Republicans believe our job is, because right now they have relinquished their constitutional duties over to an unelected bureaucrat. someone who no one went out to vote for. And absolutely, he is occupying the Oval Office, as we saw yesterday. And that is a first for me to see someone occupying the Oval Office who's never actually been elected to the Oval Office and actually answering more questions than the person that allegedly got elected. But for whatever reason, this is the first time we're having a DOGE subcommittee hearing, and that guy's not here. Instead, we have y'all. So I do want to thank you for coming.
And look no further than her vehement advocacy for the DOGE committee this past week. Post her little investment after a federal judge issued a temporary restraining order restricting DOGE from accessing the Treasury Department's payment system, claiming she will hold those who try to stop the will of the people and their elected leaders accountable. Nobody elected Elon Musk, I'm afraid to tell you. Prove yourself, Marge, because we're interested. Come on, show us the return on your investment.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.